Hello, welcome back to CinemaBurger, where I bring you movie reviews from a different perspective. Today we're here to talk about a movie I've been looking forward to as well, and it is up for Best Picture nominated stuff. Not Best Picture, but like costume and set design. But it is News of the World, starring Tom Hanks. Now, it's a little different movie for Tom Hanks, because he's actually in a western where he is in action scenes, he uses a gun and stuff. And I thought that was something very different for him. I like when actors step out of their typecast. Now, in a way, you could think of it as also as like, this is like Woody, like, years later, like Old Man Logan, Old Man Woody. So, Tom Hanks' character travels from town to town giving the news, since takes place in 1870, so news is hard to come by on a quick basis. So he used to be in the army during the Civil War, but he spreads news from town to town. So in one town he finds that some girl was left behind. There was a Native American tribe that was killed, who was watching her, I guess. Now she's German, and her parents were killed, so she has an aunt and uncle, apparently. So Tom Hanks is like, alright, what do I do with this girl? I found her. He wants to do the right thing, give her to like the army or something to find their family, but the army's like, it's like, you found her, you do it, basically. So he's stuck with this girl. So you've seen this kind of story before, like a grizzled old person kind of becomes more like calm and happy as he interacts with like a younger child. So he gets very protective of her, of course, because on the way back to her aunt and uncle's, there are people who want to like steal the girl and use her as like a prostitute, and she's only like 12, but this was the 1870s that happened. And other people who haven't forgiven or like accepted the end of the Civil War, so they don't want anyone new in their towns. So they're on constant alert as people are trying to kill them. So there's a pretty good shootout scene that I've never really seen Tom Hanks use a gun in a movie, except for maybe Saving Private Ryan. But he still excels at dialogue scenes, and he uses that skill to his advantage in this movie as well. Now, this was directed by Paul Greengrass. Overall, the movie ends the way you think it will, but it was nice to see Tom Hanks do something slightly different. It's a nice western. One of the big issues is, of course, in the 1870s, they didn't really have light, so when the scenes, like, they only have candlelight, so the scenes at night are completely almost pitch black. You cannot see anything, and that was really frustrating. Like, I know they're trying to go for realism, but, like, it's a movie, like, help it a little bit. Like, you don't need pitch black scenes. And that was very frustrating. Overall, I give this movie, News of the World, a 3.5 out of 5 burgers, because there are quite a lot of scenes that take place at night where you can't see anything. But the story was good. Tom Hanks is doing a character out of his type range, or a genre, so it's always nice to see that. We'll get back to some Oscar-nominated movies soon. I'm Scott Berger, and I'll see you next time.